Evan, I've got you up right here. Let's go and take a look. I don't think I need to, actually, I can't download it. There's nothing to download, so we have to work with this image right here. Okay. Um, I'm just reading through your writing. Sorry, okay. I had a couple and much more. Book. Once a lifetime vacation. Okay, so let's go and take a look. A couple of things that we can do here to improve the harmony of the page, and I think that it's really going to actually be very easy to do so. So a couple of things we want to do. Right now, you've got this kind of food that's sitting in the sky, and that's unusual. And quite typically, a really great rule of thumb is this: is for composition, placement of elements in composition. If something doesn't belong in the sky, don't place it in the sky. If something doesn't belong on the ground, don't place it on the ground. Okay, so in other words, you wouldn't place an airplane flying down here. You wouldn't place a balloon down here. You see what I'm saying? And theoretically, you wouldn't place food up high in the sky because it would seemingly fall down, right? And that's a really super simplistic description of why you don't do that. But if it doesn't make sense to be in the sky, we don't want to place it in the sky. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm going to suggest we remove that and move that down a little bit. And I'll get into that in 1 second. But another thing that is a big, big no-no right here, and this is a logo from the client style guide. Whenever you receive information from a style guide, that's the client's branding Bible, okay? As designers, we don't touch anything in a style guide. So if a logo comes in a style guide, we leave it alone. We don't add this offset white background. Quick story, several years ago, I did some work for a company, a wedding officiant company. It was a group of ministers, like 30 ministers that were in part of this group that did wedding ceremonies. And I designed their logo. And a few months later, actually a few years later, I was on the web and I was going through something. And I saw a web banner ad for the company. My logo was in there and the designer had added some sort of a drop shadow. So I contacted my client, I contacted the designer, I put a cease and desist out saying that you can't alter what has been accepted as a logo by the client. Now, ultimately, it's up to the client. If the client says, hey, go ahead and change it, then who am I to say no, right? But the point is that was in a style guide and other designers should not touch a logo that's in the style guide. So we don't want to add that offset background on the logo. Okay, Experience Wonder. My recommendation is this. We're going to take this logo. We're going to move it right down in this corner here, right-hand corner. That's going to reinforce the exit strategy by reinforcing the branding, placing the logo in the area where we're going to exit the composition anyway, right? Then I would take this and I would just configure it like this, right over here. So you have contact information, logo on the bottom. Then I would take this and move it down here above your contact information, right down there. Take the Experience Wonder, move it up right there. Take the subhead. Don't forget Arial bold for the headline, Arial bold italic for the subhead. Okay? And left align that. Establish your left margin. Headline, subhead, left align. Okay? Then what you can do, let me see. So we would have, yeah, we've got this big heavy rock over here. So we're going to keep everything left aligned to counterbalance the weight of that rock. So we have headline left aligned, subhead left aligned. Then right down here, you have your body copy right there, left aligned. You might have to move that up as you move up the headline and the subhead combination. Okay. So again, in summary, what we're going to do is move the logo down, lower right-hand corner. Reconfigure the contact information, lower left-hand corner. Masked image sits right above the contact information. Subhead, headline combination, move it up in the composition, right here or so. Okay, move up the body copy, keep that all left aligned. And I think we're beautiful. All right, good job. Any questions, comments, concerns, or clarifications, please let me know. I'll be glad to provide anything you need in that regard. Awesome job so far. Thank you very much for sharing.